Well, you normally don't get but one chance to get this right. Going for some minnows, some shad right here off the dock. I can see them, but getting them is a whole different story. Let's see what happens. Jackpot. All right. That's how you get prepared to go jug fishing at night. Hey, what's up, guys? You're watching Venturetube. I'm your host, Tony. Welcome to Two Tip Tuesday. Come on. Alright guys, today is going to be about how to take care of your equipment and some simple things I do to keep my equipment working efficiently, and it's also something that'll keep them lasting a long time. Things you want to do before you start your fishing season: make sure you got fresh line, and you want to make sure your reel is well oiled and greased before you go out on your fishing trip, because there's nothing worse than getting out there and having your equipment malfunction on you and it's not casting right or not reeling right or whatever. With the improvement of fishing lines, especially a lot of people are going to braid. Braid can be really tough on your equipment, especially the guides, and in particular your last guide right here. So I'm going to show you a quick way and how it's done to repair your rod tip. So I'm going to use this old rod that I found that weighs like 200 million pounds that I bought from a garage sale, just because it was just neat looking. It may be worth some money one day. It could be worth some money now, I don't know. But anyway, like I was stating earlier, braid can really tear up your guide, especially your rod tip guide. And what it normally does is it eats out the little plastic ring that's inside of the metal ring. So without you knowing, that plastic ring could be missing, and what that's doing, it's allowing your line to drag on the metal section of the guide, and it'll cause the line to fray. Could be the difference of you landing a fish or not, because it could break your line eventually. Braid is tough, but braid will break as well. I've replaced several on my rods. It's very simple to do. So all you have to do is this right here. What you'll need: just a pair of pliers and a lighter, and something to put your new rod tip back on with. Super glue. They even make a glue specifically designed that you can keep in your tackle box for replacing your rod tip. Kind of looks like hot glue. You just light it up with the lighter and then spread it on your rod tip and slide your new guide back on. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get the rod tip off. Just take your lighter. It's a little windy out here. Heat up that guide until it gets nice and warm. And what you're doing, you're melting that glue. You're just melting the glue between the guide and the rod. Take your pair of pliers, since it's hot, give it a little twist, and there you go. There's your old guide. You can purchase your new guides from Walmart, Bass Pro, Academy. You know, any outdoors fishing store is going to normally carry replacement rod tips, and they're really cheap. And the difference it makes when you're casting, when you have a good rod tip with the insert in the center like it's supposed to be, and it makes your line cast really smooth, and it also keeps it from fraying the line and saving you money on having to buy more fishing line just for a $2 rod tip. Installation is the opposite of what I just done. You take your glue, super glue, whatever it is that you want, place on here, slide your rod tip back on, let it sit, you're good to go. You can also buy kits that have different size rod tips. So if you're not sure which one to buy, get the variety pack. It's still cheap, $5. Even comes with the glue, and get your rods fixed up. So that's how you replace your rod tip. Real easy. It's going to save you a lot of line. It's going to make your rod cast better, and it's so simple. So don't hesitate to do that. All right, let's move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2, your bait caster reel. Now this one in particular, this isn't the most expensive reel in the world. This is a Abu Garcia Black Max. It's only a 5-bearing reel, but it's a nice reel, and it works at its best when it's properly maintained. And that includes being greased and cleaned periodically. And what I like to use is rim oil. It's great for guns, and it's also great for your fishing equipment. You can spray everything with this right here. You can spray your whole rod down, your rod guides, your reel, take it apart, grease it. It contains Teflon, so that keeps things from corroding, and it's great. It oils it, lubes it. You can't go wrong with this stuff. You can purchase it at Walmart, Academy, same old places, real cheap. But keep it in your tackle box. You can always spray down everything and keep your rods looking new. So let's talk about the reel again. Backlashing. I know you've done it. I've done it a million times. But sometimes we forget that you can take off your side cover, your magnetic adjustment or your friction adjustment. These plates normally come off fairly simple, and sometimes that can be the difference in you getting out a backlash knot. All you'll need to do, again, we're looking at the Abu Garcia Black Max, has a screw right here, just like most bait casters. Unscrew it all the way, and you don't have to tighten this down. You should be able to unscrew this by hand. Rotate the side up, pull out to the side. What happens now? I can pull out my spool. Now let's say this is a big old mess. This is just a bird nest of fishing line. I might have a chance of getting this out better than I did if I had my bird nest in here and was constantly pulling at it and making matters worse. Sometimes pulling that out has allowed me to get those knots out and continue fishing without having to cut out the line and wasting a ton of line. So there you go. Just keep that in mind. If you can't get that screw loose by hand, then it's too tight. Remember, it's just finger tight. That's what they made it there for, so you can adjust this at any time. Okay guys, that about wraps up this episode of Two Tip Tuesday. We know how to get out backlashes. We know how to replace our rod tip guides. We know how to maintain and keep our rod clean and well oiled. So I hope this helps you out. Remember, when you do these simple little things, it's going to save you a ton of frustration when you're out on the water. So I hope it helps you out again. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Check out my other videos. Thank you everyone for your support. I'll catch you on the next episode. 5:48. We just had some McDonald's. Got some coffee with like 6 creamers and I don't think any sugar.
Okay.